topic is sermon on the chalkboard. The goal is to have sort of a discussion once a month. Like, you guys don't have to come, it's not like a formal club, but it's just like once a month we'll be here, and we'll be discussing sort of American themes, controversial themes. So it's on the table to have a discussion on Kanye next month. Highs and lows.
All of our reactions, yes.
But today's topic, and eventually if we get enough people, it'll be kind of like 30 minutes of lecturing, and then maybe 30 minutes of just hanging out, and then like maybe math tutoring for people who need it. So we have enough math people to help on that stuff. So, all right, so ready? Or you been doing it?
Yep, we're already
So
going.
the topics for today is Einstein, Jay-Z, and Thomas Jefferson. Right, so we're looking at two guys. So Einstein was famous for what was called the special theory of relativity. Right, you see that? Jay-Z is famous for the Blueprint album. Albums, there were three of them, right? Three of them? Good, right? They're all good. Third one was the best. Thomas Jefferson was the author of the Declaration of Independence. Okay. So these are all three different types of freedom that are addressed here. So this is a talk on freedom, and we're going to talk about the objective of this talk in a little bit. But here we have freedom of thought. The special theory of relativity, a lot of mathematicians will tell you, physicists might say wrong, but mathematicians will tell you special theory of relativity was a lot about imagination, thinking outside the box. Space and time go together, imagining the cosmos, right? Blueprint, so this is freedom of thought. Blueprint is freedom of expression. Music is a form of expression, kind of saying things, right? Jay-Z has sayings, and people just saying, well, these are just my thoughts, He's just saying what he has to say. Kanye, similar, or no? Next, stay tuned. Declaration of Independence. I would say freedom of government / ideals. You have the freedom to structure your own kind of society, make things work the way they need to work. So these are all very important things in what is called the American experience. You know how to think, express yourself, and also organize yourself. Let's look at the quotes that these guys talked about. Thomas Jefferson, each man entitled to life, liberty, and a pursuit of happiness, Declaration of Independence. Life, precious gift that's blessing of life, liberty, not defined well. We'll have to talk about what liberty is. And the pursuit of happiness. We all know the Will Smith movie, Give It a Why. Happiness is imperfect, right? Why I? It's a thought. Jay-Z, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Same with Alicia Keys, both in New York. Empire State of Mind, you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. You can go to New York, and you can make it. You can start from rags to riches, you can do whatever you want to do. Financial success, economic success, freedom to pursue your goals, do what you need to do, individualism, independence. Einstein, they say, what right has he to speak about things which concern us alone and which no newcomer should touch? I do not believe such thinking is justified. What right do they say that I cannot study the cosmos? I cannot study black holes. I cannot study wormholes. I cannot theorize on the speed of light. So these are all things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the sort of the errors. I don't want to go too over time in each of these things. The errors, I mean, special relativity, freedom of thought. The errors in freedom of expression. can make it here, you can make it anywhere, I can do whatever I want, express myself. And the errors in setting up a government the way you want to set it up, such that freedom is the end goal. Let's look at Einstein's special theory of relativity. E equals mc squared. E is energy. Energy is the study of movement, how things go, boom, boom, and energy. It's hard to theorize that. How much energy is in the cosmic universe? How much energy is in a water bottle? How much energy is in the human body? You don't know, but you think it's related to something. Not just a relationship, you say dictated, it's an equality. This has to be something. Mass, I weigh 200 pounds. It's close to about 90 kilograms, right? It's the unit of mass. And here's the part that Einstein went a little wild with, because he wanted to figure out the total energy in the cosmos. He wanted freedom of thought, freedom to imagine just how much is out there. Speed of light squared. So the energy I have is mass times the speed of light squared. So you take me, it's a quick math lesson, we're not going to do a lot of math, not everybody here is a mathematician. 90 kilograms times 3, you know what the speed, 3.18 times?
300 million meters a second.
I think it's 3.18 times 10 to the 6. Let's just throw this out here. Meters per second squared. That's the amount of energy that I can give off in a second, right? So my energy as a human being, it's going to be measured in, usually it's measured in joules. It's finite. It equals a certain number. So Einstein is saying that the energy that a human being, or spiritual things, human beings that can do the unimaginable, the imaginable, we are all finite. Our energy can be determined. Our capacities as humans can be determined by an equation. Sounds a little wrong to me. From a higher perspective, just from a higher perspective, I can tell you exactly what you can do. And it's related to this fancy thing. He was able to do that because he got carried away with freedom of thought. Hope I'm not moving too fast. The speed of light. Light is the fastest thing known in the universe. The smallest thing in the universe. And it behaves very awkwardly. But Einstein said, what if I think of myself going on a train, moving back and forth? Perhaps I can imagine what happens if I go the speed of a photon. And using experimentation, they thought that the speed of light is 3.18 times 10 to the 6 meters per second. In their imagination, it fit their imagination. So I mean, there's a debate, is speed of light constant? I mean, obviously they accepted that, but still do people hold that? If it's constant, our energy is finite. I can tell you exactly what you can do. If it's not constant, I don't know, light can do whatever it wants to do. It's a supernatural thing. So maybe we could have things like this. Maybe the freedom that Einstein was talking about wasn't really freedom at all, because this is true freedom, right? This, we're going to talk about, is about action. Putting your thoughts into action, believing in the love capacity and passionate nature of human beings so they can do more than what the theory of freedom itself can tell you to do. So that's just, oh, we're done. Okay. So that's Einstein. Let's do it on Thomas Jefferson. I want the Jay-Z for last. Let's look at error 2. Founding fathers, Declaration of Independence, they were tired of being taxed. Taxed unfairly, right? It's about money, right? they did what they wanted to do. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A lot of times people act like they want to be free from everything. So I want to have life. What kind of life do you want to have? Who do you want to live for? What are you living towards? This is not defined. Mathematics, we have undefined variables, right? You know, right? If I just say x, I say y equals x, y equals x squared, or just the variable x, it doesn't say anything, right? It doesn't. If I say x equals 2, or x is greater than 2, that tells me something. If I just say life, I want life. I want to live a life for people. I want to live a life for you, for me. So life, you want freedom. Well, freedom of what? I want the freedom to do the right thing, freedom to do the bad thing. And I want the pursuit of happiness. What is happiness? Is it pleasure? Is it money? Is it fame? Is it idolatry? What do we want? So this was not defined properly, some people say, because it was too abstract. So each man is entitled to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. The real thing he should be saying is we all have free will. Right? We all have free will. You can do what you want, but you have to face the consequences. And are you going to live a life with purpose? Is running away from the colonial tax a life of purpose? Maybe it is if you want to have a better life for your family overseas. But if you just want to make more money, feed the colony, whatever, is that the way to start America? The ideal of freedom is not enough. We have to quantify it, figure out what we're going to do for it. And then we get to Jay-Z. We get to modern America. Jay-Z's name is Sean Carter. Jay-Z is from Brooklyn. He's from the projects. Where does his name come from? He had the demeanor and the scatting skills of a jazz musician, so they called him Jazzy. A lot of rappers like the jazz thing. I like jazz. Do I like jazz? I like jazz. So we have Sean Carter starting from what are called the ghettos of New York, the rough neighborhoods of New York, and he's starting from this hard part of the inner city, and he's living in the era of Biggie Smalls. That was the guy he looked up to, right? It was Smalls, and then Notorious Thugs, P. Diddy, and then after that, he came. But then, this was the era of Tupac Shakur. These were the guys that started off rapping. And so at the center, said if you can make it anywhere, you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. What does it mean to make it? Parents tell us growing up, you gotta make it. What does that mean? It means a lot of things. You should make it by married, you should make it by car, you should make it by school. A lot of people think you should make it by making money, right? Jay-Z was the first rapper to be a billionaire. Is that a surprise? It's a surprise because he started from Brooklyn. He started from nowhere, he climbed. If you can make it here, you can make it everywhere. But success was based on money. It's expression. He expresses himself, but it points towards money. It's not a huge critique of Jay-Z. I like his music. I think he's a good leader. I think he's a good way to wisdom in his lyrics. The influence of money can lead you astray. So when you have freedom that is ties and freedom of expression, that goes hand in hand with money, is it really freedom? That's error number 3. So we're looking at this. We have first one, freedom of thought. It was tainted because we undervalued human beings and what we could do for them. That was error number 1. Error number 2 was that we wanted so much freedom that we forgot what we were going to live for. We forgot that free will has its consequences. We had to have a direction. Error number 3 is that our freedom cannot be tied to bad influences. So the question is now, we're going to talk this way. What do we do now? Our leaders, notice that these are all men. I didn't include women. It was an accident. I apologize. I should have. I didn't. I'm a guy. I forgot. So I'll get called on that. But even then, we'll still have themes, right? So what can we do? And this is where the sermon goes towards an action plan for everybody in the room. The question is, how can we do more? Do more. The first thing is define love. Define love.